I've had enough out of you. I never want you to get near my brother again, got it? He might not be able to see it, but it's obvious to me that you're just after him for his money. I won't allow you to marry him. Just get out of his life. If you don't, I will dump a bucket of water over you. You're going to dump water on me? What are you, 5 years old or something? We're adults. Why can't we just talk this through with each other? And just what would I even have to talk with you? Listen to me. I am not after Mark's money at all, okay? I love him for who he is, and that is the start and end of it. And besides, you already dumped water on me when I went over to meet your parents. Is that all you know how to do? Oh, please. You think I'm going to buy that you're not in this for money crap? Why else would you be marrying a man who is a whole 10 years older than you? Did you really think that I was going to fall for that? And just what is that supposed to mean? I mean, I'm a woman. I know what it means when we fall in love with older men. And especially someone who is so much older than us. This is clearly nothing more than a money grab, and that's that. I really don't think all women think like that. If anything, that says way more about you than it does about me. I don't care about age. Mark and I are both adults, and we love each other, and that should be enough. Why won't you listen to what I'm trying to tell you? Why would I ever listen to a lying woman who is just trying to rob my brother blind? This is pointless. Just stay away from my brother, okay? And quit trying to give me more lame excuses. But that's not even what I'm going. You know, I think it's women like you that I hate most in this world. That is to say, young women in the 20s who think that they have it all figured out. Don't you realize that you're ruining the dating pool for us women in the 30s? You need to stick to your dating pool, you gold digger. What did you just call me? I called you a gold digger, and what are you going to do about it? Not only are you that, but you're also conniving and sneaky, and you'll end up ruining my brother's life. I can't let you sink your claws into him and take him down. I'm trying to tell you that that is not what's going on here at all. Listen to me. I know my brother much better than you do, and I know for a fact that he's always been a shy, withdrawn person ever since he was little. I mean, he could hardly even function if I wasn't around him to be there for him. But then, he had to go and find a girlfriend. Not only that, but he went to propose to this girl too. Well, of course, when I heard the news, I was overjoyed as his older sister, until I realized the type of woman that he had fallen in love with. Ever since, I've just been wallowing in my disappointment. Well, I'm sorry to say, but I'm quite disappointed about things as well. Mark always talks so highly of you, and I was really looking forward to getting to meet you. But now, I see that you're just stubborn and judgmental. And just how am I either of those things, huh? I don't know what you're talking about at all. But I do, and I know that all you're after is my brother's money. And don't deny it both. I already know that I'm absolutely right about this, and maybe you'll learn when you're more mature. What are you talking about? How am I not mature? Ugh, you young people always get so upset quickly just from hearing what you don't want to hear. Now I know for sure that I can't let you and my brother end up with a little girl like you. A little girl? Are you kidding me right now? I understand that you are Mark's sister, but I am seriously losing my patience with you. Why are you being so mean to me right now? If you want it to stop, all you have to do is leave my brother alone. Whether you do or don't, I won't let you two get married no matter what. If a woman is dating a man 10 years older than she is, she only wants one thing, and it's that man's wallet. Well, as Mark's older sister, it's my duty to make sure my little brother doesn't fall for your wiles. So, you want us to break off our engagement to each other then? That way, Mark can find a better girl more suited for his age, and who will respect him for the man he is. Well, I don't see how we would ever swing that with a bossy sister like you hanging around him all the time. You'd drive anyone from Mark. Whatever. This thing is dumb. I'm putting my phone down now. Well, Mark, I can't take this anymore. I don't think I can marry you. Thank you for everything up to now.
Wait, what? Hilary, hold on. Don't tell me that Brenda was bugging you again. You aren't serious about all of this, are you?
I am serious, Mark. I have tried over and over to patch things up with your sister, and she just refuses to listen.
But that's not my fault, please. You can't do this to me.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Before this gets taken too far, I really was just joking. Of course, I still want to marry you, and what other people say is not going to change that.
What kind of sick joke is that? You nearly gave me a heart attack.
I'm sorry. I think I'm just still stressed out from dealing with your sister and the way she treated me when I went over to meet your family. I mean, not only did she actually dump water on me, but then she went on to tell me that she thinks you and I should break off the engagement. But I'm not letting her get to me that easily, so you have nothing to worry about.
So then, you still want to marry me? You didn't mean what you said.
Of course, I still want to marry you. I just said that. But I really don't like how your sister seems to single me out and won't ever get off my back about the engagement. Except, I also get the sense that she's the type of person that won't stop until she gotten what she wants. So what do I think we should do for now is to pretend as if we have broken off our engagement and continue to plan the wedding in secret. That way, on the day of our wedding, Brenda will be blindsided and won't have any room to fight back.
Oh, I see what you're getting at now. But isn't that basically like lying to Brenda then?
Well, yes it is. But no one else I know has any reason to object to you and I getting married. It's only Brenda who is making this a huge deal and fighting it tooth and nail.
Are you really sure that this plan of yours is going to work?
Well, another plan I thought is that we do actually break the engagement. But then, I propose to you instead. That way we can tell Brenda that we did break it off, and we just won't tell her that we got engaged again. What do you think about that idea?
You mean you really want to propose to me? Where are you going to do it? Have you picked a location already? I'm so excited.
Sorry, Mark, that was just another joke. These things don't go well over text, do they? Anyways, I just think the best thing to do would be to avoid hanging out with your sister. After all, it's our marriage, so it's our feelings that should matter the most here. Although, I know that no matter what, Brenda is going to hate the fact that we're getting married.
You're right. It is about how we feel, Hilary. And the way I feel about you is... well, you just mean so much to me. I literally can't even put it into words, because it still wouldn't be enough to contain all that I feel for you. But I can't just pretend like I don't care a lot about my sister either. No. I'm sorry, Hilary, I don't think that I can go through with this if my sister doesn't want it to happen.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean that I'm really sorry, Hilary. I can't do this anymore. I'm going to do what Brenda says and call it all off.
You've got to be kidding me, right? Are you seriously breaking up with me?
I know it's upsetting. I'm crushed just thinking about it right now. Maybe we could just not get married and not break up. We could just keep dating and stay a couple. Would that really be so bad?
What does that even mean?
I've tried to talk to you about this before, but you just never seemed to think that I was really serious. My sister means the world to me, and she is someone that I have deep respect for. I mean, she's practically raised me ever since I was little and could barely walk. I just owe her so much in my life.
Mark, I know that your sister has done a lot for you. I know that she was there by your side when you felt lonely as a kid.
I didn't have many friends when I was growing up, but I also had Brenda by my side. And when I said that I wanted to start my own business, her and my parents were there to support me. Even when business isn't doing so well, she was there to console me. She even introduced me to someone who became one of my most important clients for my business. I can't take all that and not give back to her somehow.
So then, you're really going to roll over and break up with me? When you proposed to me, you said that you wanted to make me the happiest woman in the world.
I know, and I meant it, but that was before I knew that my sister would act this way. And people are always telling me to be careful of friendly people who might only be after my money. Needless to say, I'm a little on edge about it.
Wait a second. You think that I might just be after you for your money? Please tell me that you didn't really propose to someone who genuinely were thinking that about.
Look, the fact of the matter is that I'm 36 years old, and this is the first time that I've dated someone so much younger than me. The time I've spent with you has been amazing, but I can't help but have some worries in the back of my mind. Maybe I'm still just the scared, unsure kid that I've always been. I don't know. Maybe it's just tough for me to see how anyone could love me for anything but my money.
But that's not the case with me, I swear.
So, then you're really not just trying to marry for my money? If that's really the case, then you shouldn't mind if we don't get married, isn't that right? If you really don't care about my money at all, then none of this should be a problem for you, don't you think?
You really can't be serious about any of this, right?
I'm just going to do as my sister says and not marry you, but we can still date and be together forever. Don't you see, I found a loophole that makes it so that everyone wins.
Are you kidding me right now? That is one of the stupidest things that I've ever heard.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, that you don't want to marry me but you want to be with me forever? Do you have any idea how insulting that is to hear from someone I've invested so much of myself in? If that's really the best that you can come up with, then maybe we shouldn't be getting married after all.
Hillary, you seem really, really upset right now.
Oh, I'm way beyond upset. I'm just fed up and sick and tired of this. If that's really what you want, then fine. Let's call off the engagement, but we are going to break up. And I never want to see you again, got it?
Wait, are you serious about that?
It's like you said, your older sister knows best, so we should just do what she says, right? Well, if that's the case, then I'm out of here. I see that Mark was smart enough to listen to his older sister. I heard that you two finally broke up, just as I said you two should. That's right, Brenda, you won, it's over. But thanks to you, I can say that I've learned a lot. Like, the fact that Mark wasn't a good match for me anyways. I'm actually glad that things ended before we got married. What did you just say? Do you have any idea where you stand in comparison to my brother? He's glad that he didn't ended up marrying you. He's the one that dodged a bullet with a gold digger like yourself. Well, I guess we just see it differently, don't we? You may be acting cool right now, but it's so obvious you're fuming with rage over missing out on marrying a rich older man. Is that how you think I feel right now? Oh, I know it is, but as long as I'm around, I'm not going to let some pretty young thing try to manipulate my brother. And it's obvious that Mark doesn't know how to pick women, but it's a good thing that I've already found someone for him. You mean that you've already found someone else that you want your brother to get married to? That's right, and in the meantime, I'll be taking care of Mark. After all, ever since when he was little, I've always had to do everything for him. I even helped revive his business through some of my connections, so of course, I know some women who would be perfect for him. But I'm going to put them through rigorous testing to make sure that I find the right one. I am only going to let the perfect candidate by the woman that I allowed to marry my little brother. But aren't you worried that Mark's business might fall apart if you do that? What are you talking about now? Besides, I wonder if there really even are any women who would want to marry Mark if you do all that to them. Setting aside any potential gold diggers in your lineup, who would want to work that hard just to try and date someone? I'll take care of that, but what do you mean about Mark's business? Oh no, never mind. I'm sure things will be fine since you're there for him. And I'm sure you'll find plenty of women willing to run this gauntlet of yours. If you do find someone willing to put all in that work, you've probably already found a winner. Now wait just 1 second. I want you to answer all my questions. What was that you said earlier about Mark's business? What does any of this have to do with the state of how the company is doing? Explain yourself. Well, I didn't say it as any kind of joke or anything, if that's what you're thinking. But I heard from some colleagues who still work for Mark that ever since I left, it's as if the whole atmosphere changed around there. And that people have been quitting in droves ever since then. Wait, hold on a second. You used to work for Mark, but then you quit? I take it if that Mark never told you about any of this then. But yes, Mark and I actually met at his company while I was interning there. But that was while I was in college. After I graduated, I left and began job hunting for myself. I was going to talk about all of this when I came over to meet you and your parents, but then you spoiled the whole scene with your little water stunt. I didn't know any of this at all. Well, it's true. All throughout my sophomore year, I interned at his company, and sure, it's true that I ended up getting my first job there too. But I was so familiar with the system by that point that I was promoted to project manager in no time, and that's when we really first started to date each other. But you two had actually known each other for a long time before that? That's right, but when he told me that we wouldn't be getting married anymore, I took it as my signal to quit. I know that I would never even want to see his face ever again, so I started sending out job applicants and submitted my letter of resignation right away. But I still don't get how any of this affects the state of the company. I mean, I thought everything was going fine business-wise. Why would losing one lousy employee bring the whole thing down? I didn't understand it at first either, but my leaving had quite the impact apparently. It seems that Mark is too indecisive on his own to run a company, and that's where I came in. What do you mean that's where you came in? You mean that you're Mark's older sister, but you didn't know about this? Well, you know how Mark can be a bit of an introvert, right? But to run a company, you need to inspire and lead your employees. That was just a little too much to ask of Mark, and I was the bridge between him and the rest of his business. Are you kidding me right now? Not at all. I told you that I was a project leader, didn't I? I was always the go-between from Mark to the rest of the staff. But now that I'm gone, the bridge isn't there anymore, and everyone realized how incompetent Mark really is. But that can't be right. I mean, you're just one person. There's no way you could have been that important to everything. How could just losing you bring a whole company down? Well, I already said, after I left, people started quitting after me. It wasn't just me. It was everyone that left in my wake as well. Losing a few dozen employees at once is not good for any business. You mean dozens of people have quit already? All because you were gone? That's right. And the reason I left in the first place was because Mark broke off his engagement with me. Anyways, I think rumors about what happened between us started to swirl around the office, and that might have something to do with it as well. What kinds of rumors do you mean? Well, Mark announced to everyone in the office when him and I got engaged, so it's only natural that people would start to wonder about why it was that we broke it off. Some people thought it was about the age. Others thought that his family didn't like me. A lot of different theories started floating around. A lot of people got really hung up on the age thing though, and started to wonder about the role age played in the structure of the company. Since we hired so many young people, they started to think that they were being held back in their careers just because of their age. Soon they were getting fed up working for Mark and they started to quit. But, I mean, that's not even true. True or not, the fact of the matter is that Mark couldn't step in like a leader and quell any of these rumors, and now they've gotten all out of hand. Basically, all of the upper management has already walked out. Now it's the regular employees who are left, and Mark still can't figure out what to do. But by waiting and not acting, he's just making things worse for himself. So then, Mark's company is really falling apart right now? But this can't happen. How am I supposed to get paid if this happens? What do you mean, how are you supposed to get paid? Did you work for Mark too? Of course I do. Mark hired me as a consultant who he can go to for advice. I make a couple $1,000 a month telling him how he should run his business. Really? I had no idea that level of nepotism was going on there. Well, anyways, as the company advisor, I say that you need to get back to work right now. But also, you marrying Mark and you working for him are two different topics. You can't just leave a job because your boss dumped you. I'm not going to be taking any advice from the woman whose fault all of this is in the first place. The reason Mark's business is in so much trouble is because of your attitude towards me. I know that Mark thinks of you as someone who helped him get through his childhood, so it makes sense why he would want you helping him run his business. But now you've done this to it. No. Those two things are entirely separate. I didn't do any of this. But the company can't go down. I need this job. Well, I've already quit and I'm not coming back. Now, goodbye.
Hillary, please, you have to help me. Do you want to get back together with me? Please say yes, I need you. I've always needed you.
What is this all about?
I'm so sorry. I should have never just let Brenda ruin our engagement like that. I should have never listened to her, and I'm so sorry for everything. But I need you. I can't live without you.
It's way too late for any of this, Mark. Besides, I already know about all the business troubles that you're facing right now. Maybe you can go and ask your brilliant sister for some advice how to run your company.
Please don't be like that. I'm trying to apologize here. But I've talked to Brenda and even she came around. She says it's fine if we get married now. So please, will you do me the honor of being my wife?
I really can't believe this right now.
I know it's been a few weeks since we broke up, but I know that you still must love me deep down, right? I still love you and I need you and I want to be with you. So please come back to me. Come back to work for me. I'll even make you vice president of the whole company if you do.
I'm sorry, but not only do I have another job, but I also have another boyfriend.
Hold on, what? You already found a new job and a new boyfriend? But how did you move on so quickly? I don't get it.
Well, think about it. I'm a young, successful businesswoman. Did you really think it would be that hard for me to find someone else who wanted to date me? I'm in the prime of my game right now.
Are you kidding me right now?
No, not at all. With all the experience I've gotten working at your company, I managed to land a position here where I'm making about $100,000 a year. Not only that, but my boyfriend is also very understanding about how hard I work and is always cheering me on. This is the happiest I've been in a long time.
But you moved too quickly. You can't just replace me like that.
Why would I waste time mourning over losing a guy like you? I have to live a life and I don't need you to be a part of it. Tell your sister I said, have a nice life. After that, it didn't take long before Mark's company had to start filing for bankruptcy, as it was unable to recover from losing about half of its workforce. Mark finally had the idea of trying to turn the company in a new direction, but he didn't have anyone who was willing to go along with his ideas anymore. Still, he continued. I hear that now. Mark is drowning in debt, and is constantly getting in screaming matches with his sister. And to think that the two of them used to be so close.